Apple has the weakest AI brain of the big five tech giants. Yet it's still the most valuable company on Earth. One reason, it owns where AI finally lands, 2.2 billion devices sitting in people's hands. By the numbers, Apple is a services empire propped up by a single product, the iPhone. Fiscal 2024 revenue was about $391 billion, net income $94 billion, and the iPhone alone made up half of that, $201 billion. But the future of profit is services, $96 billion from the App Store, subscriptions, and payments, at a stunning 74% margin. Its mature base of 2.2 billion devices has become a funnel pulling in high-margin services. So what does Apple actually sell? Not frontier AI, not cloud. Apple sells the endpoint, the last screen a person reaches. Whether you search, pay, or ask an AI, it ends on the iPhone in your hand. The iPhone is the machine that sells that endpoint at a premium, services are the cash that flows on top of it, its own silicon is the engine that makes it different. And Apple Intelligence is a feature it embeds in that screen, even if it has to borrow the brain to do it. The number 2.2 billion alone isn't a moat. The real question is why they don't leave. There are two moats. First, ecosystem lock-in, buy an iPhone and iMessage, iCloud, Apple Pay, and the watch all locked together, leave, and you lose it all. Second, vertical integration from chip to OS, Apple runs its own OS on its own silicon, optimizing performance and privacy at once. Even with a borrowed brain, whoever owns the screen that brain lands on keeps control of distribution. But this moat rests on one assumption, that the iPhone is the doorway to AI. So Apple's strengths are clear. First, it owns 2.2 billion endpoints where AI lands, so even a merely good AI ships to everyone in a single update. Second, unlike Google, its core business isn't cannibalized by AI, the better AI gets, the more reason to upgrade the iPhone. Third, on-device AI runs inside the phone, controlling privacy and cost, and it sells that privacy. Fourth, a fortress balance sheet, it doesn't have to win the frontier now, and it has the biggest cushion of the five to wait until a winner emerges. On the flip side, there are warning signals. First, the brain gap. Apple's AI brain is the weakest of the five, and it's borrowing one. It's wiring ChatGPT into the iPhone, and there's even talk of leasing Google's Gemini as the brain for a new Siri. If AI becomes a new doorway that replaces the iPhone, the value of that endpoint starts leaking away. Second, the Google dependency paradox. The roughly $20 billion a year it gets from Google for default search is its most profitable money, yet it's tied to the very antitrust ruling that shook Google. Third, slowing iPhone growth, China risk, and regulators taking aim at the App Store's 30% fee. To sum up, Apple's contest isn't about winning the brain, it's whether owning the endpoint beats owning the brain. If AI stays a feature on top of the iPhone, Apple wins. If it becomes a new doorway that replaces the iPhone, the value of that endpoint starts to slip. Weakest brain of the five, dominant number one in distribution. In that extreme asymmetry, is the brain gap a harmless blank or a pressure point? Next episode, we look head-on at the downside scenarios where that gap could shake the empire. Tap the cards on screen for the next one.